So I'm going to put out a trigger warning here in this video. We are going to be going over a couple of very distressing and sensitive topics that revolve around abuse and suicide. So if these topics right here are very sensitive to you and could reopen trauma, please exit this video immediately. The last thing that I want to have happen to anyone viewing my videos is to be genuinely traumatized. But for those that are staying, I'm going to urge you guys to proceed with caution because this is both sensitive and infuriating, what we're going to be getting into here. Now, this topic right here revolves around one of the most despicable and dislikable individuals that I have ever come across in recent times. And her name is Nina Lynn, aka the individual that, alongside Zoe Spencer, sexually assaulted Silky's assistant, Said. Nina Lynn describes years of abusing her younger brother in resurfaced video that includes CPS involvement and his suicidal thoughts. And I'm gonna warn you, this is exactly as bad as it sounds.
It was deep.
I've never been in a relationship, but I have relationship problems with my little brother, like really bad ones. I was trying to be like an older sister, and like mind you, I never met him for like 6 years since we were born. So I was like 8, he was 6. That's when we first met. And I was like, I have a little brother, I didn't know that. So we met up, because I actually grew up in a foster house. And then I moved in with my real parents when I was 8. It was very violent, like the foster house I was in. I loved them, I loved the people who took care of me, they took very good care of me. But they were also very traditional, as in very old school, where everything was very physical. Like, you know, I've been beat, you know, obviously. Because in a foster house, I had 2 little younger brothers that weren't biological to me, but they were autistic. I would take care of them, and because they were sped, I would take care of them more. So when I had a brother that had all the chromosomes, I was like, you should be like, okay, like you should not be acting sped. Like you can't be, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be like.
Let's not use the word sped.
He wanted a sister, right? But I was like kind of rejecting him. I've always been beat growing up, so I was never taught the right way. It was always through action. So I was really aggressive with my younger brother, and he was like 6. So I beat him until he was like 15 or 13, all the way there. And like Child Protective Services came. We had to fly to China to evade the police and Child Protective Services because they were gonna put us in foster care. And we went to China for a month, came back. My dad almost got arrested because they thought it was my dad beating him, but it was actually me. And they all knew, but I wouldn't say anything. And I beat him more to not say anything to the police when they got interrogated. And then he got released. I think it wasn't the physical beating that was the worst part. It was the mental. Like it really hindered him. It disabled him from like being able to express himself. It took me like 6 years to say sorry to him. So I feel like that's why for me, I can't really be affectionate to a lot of people because I don't really know how to. So I only know how to be loud and aggressive, right?
Okay. This is a very, very, very mentally disturbed individual. And I'm not saying that for the memes. I'm not saying that to be facetious. Nina Lynn, genuinely speaking, what the absolute fuck is wrong with you? Like, there are so many things wrong with what she said in that 2-minute clip. I don't think I have ever seen so many damn red flags in a long time. Like, first things first, it took you 6 years to simply say, I'm sorry to your own brother that you abused physically, mentally, emotionally after all those years? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that already is a big damn dead giveaway. The type of absolutely abusive, psychopathic narcissist that she really truly is. And look, I'm going to give sympathy where sympathy is due. If what Nina said is true, that growing up she herself got beaten, that's absolutely fucking horrible. And for that, I do give sympathy. Only for that, because for her to try and turn around and justify that by beating her own brother up for years, that is fucking disgusting. Like, to say that you need help is a massive fucking understatement. You need to be locked up in a padded room, married to your straitjacket. Can I just ask this as well? Why the fuck are you talking like a hood rat? Like, trying to be all ghetto, trying to be something you're not, trying to be all tough and gangster, which you're not. Like, honestly, that just makes you even more dislikable. Like, you are somebody that is straight up unhinged, plain and simple. And I don't know if it's just my interpretation, my way of taking things, or if this is actually something that you guys all noticed as well, but you notice how it almost seems like she's proud to talk about these things. Like, I don't sense any remorse, I don't sense any sympathy out of her words. And something else that I want to point out that is just really fucking psychotic on top of all of the other psychotic things about her is that she admitted that she beat her brother for years, and then when her family got interrogated by CPS, she would beat her brother even more to keep him quiet. You know, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if she was put on a watch list, because, to me, she's got the vibes of a fucking serial killer. Or at the very least, a serial abuser. Like, I don't know, Nina, how you can wake up every single day and look at yourself in the mirror, knowing the type of damage that you did to another human being to the point where, and keep in mind, this is her own brother, for fuck's sakes, but the fact that her brother got driven to the point of having suicidal ideations because of all of the abuse that his sister put upon him, that is beyond fucked up, beyond any form of verbal description. Like, if I ever drove someone to the point where they had suicidal ideations, and knowing that, I couldn't fucking live with myself. I wouldn't be able to look at myself in the mirror because I would be so like, I wouldn't be able to look at myself in the mirror knowing that what's staring back at me is a fucking sorry excuse of a sack of shit human being. Now, I got one more thing to go over here in this video. It was a clip that had resurfaced. Surprise, surprise, it seems like that when pieces of shit get exposed, the floodgates just fucking open up. And honestly, fucking good. When Nina Lynn called out male streamers for disrespecting female streamers and later labeled them as too emotional when they react. Now, I'm gonna spare you guys emotional and hearing damage by not playing any more footage that revolves around her hood rat sounding ass, because honestly, it is enough to give aspirin a fucking headache. But this has got to be one of the most intolerable, insufferable, try-hard individuals that I have ever had the displeasure of seeing and hearing. Now, let me just say this, okay? Like, yeah, if you are going around disrespecting streamers, whether they be male or female, and then all of a sudden you pull the surprise Pikachu act when they react with the same type of energy that you're putting out, well then, yeah, you know what? I can understand where she's coming from here. But you see, given her history and also what we have showcased so far in this video, it's almost as if she brings it upon herself. Knowing that she is a very dislikable individual, it wouldn't surprise me if there were people that rolled up on her and said something about her because they didn't like the way that she acts, they didn't like the way that she talks, and it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Now, obviously, if it goes past words, like if we're talking about physicality here, I completely and utterly disavow that, okay? Don't fucking ever do that shit. But at the same time, Nina, don't be surprised when you have people that are chirping at you, that are calling you out in public because of the type of nasty individual that you are. Like, keep in mind, this all comes from the same individual that mocked Said after she, alongside Zoe Spencer, sexually assaulted him. So, while I was editing this video, we have ourselves an updated bit of information to go over revolving around Nina Lynn. And this right here, folks, is another example as to the type of fuckery Twitch truly is, and how they don't give a shit about sexual assault victims. Nina Lynn has been unbanned from Twitch after serving a one-day ban for the SA incident involving Silky's assistant, Said. So it looks like, just like with Zoe Spencer, Nina Lynn's ban was just a formality. There wasn't any genuine punishment involved here. Like, it is just so fucking asinine the amount of whacked-ass, bitch-ass standards that Twitch has. People get punished, permabanned even, for way fucking less shit. But when it comes to sexual pests, predators, you know, pedophiles, things like that, people promoting terrorism, things like that, the most that will happen to them is a 24-hour ban and a slap on the wrist. Like, I should not be shocked. I genuinely should not be shocked. But To say that this is beyond disgusting, it just goes beyond description. Twitch is fucking cooked, and they need to fucking burn down and restructure. Twitch has got to fucking go. Like, this here is another example of Twitch not just not caring about sexual assault victims, but even enabling it, because what is being presented to us is that perpetrators like Zoe Spencer and Nina Lynn can get away with sexually assaulting people. But you know what? I am a firm believer in karma, and one of these days, regardless of who you are, who you think you are, how much money you have, how much fame you have, guess what? Karma don't fucking give a shit about that. She will be walking up to your front door, kicking it down, and you'll be face to face, and you gotta pay for your actions. You gotta be accountable whether you like it or not. Now, I got a clip that I want to showcase to you guys from Said. Check this out.
I did want it to, like, them being banned is not really anything to me, because at the end of the day, like, sexual assault is a crime. And people that say that it's not sexual assault, I don't know what you think sexual assault is, or anything like that. But I don't know what to tell you. Like, as a person that's literally dealt with sexual assault previously, it has taken a lot, like a large total on my head. I've dealt with something like this before, and I didn't want to. When I dealt with it originally, I was working at a job, and it was a gym, and I told my boss about it, and all he did was make jokes about it. And I tried to talk about it a lot more, and I didn't want to tell my parents. And it did affect me a lot. And this situation did bring back those memories. And that day I was alone, and I just didn't want to, like, I just sat there and thought to myself over and over again. And even this morning, I did wake up. I mean, I'm grateful for having friends and stuff like that, and they did reach out to me just to make sure I'm okay. It did take a lot out of me to sit down and talk about this. Like, people that blame other like streamers for not doing anything, they did do stuff. I've had conversations with multiple other streamers, and they did offer me solutions, and I didn't take them because I just didn't think the outcome would happen.
Yeah, you know what? It's pretty fucking bad that something so rudimentary like sexual assault is a crime has to be reminded to everybody. Like, do people forget that things like sexual assault is actually an offense? It's actually a crime? And the fact that Zoe Spencer and Nina Lynn got away with it scot-free, despite the fact that there's fucking evidence to show for it, it just goes to show the type of society, the type of fucking scorched-ass, cooked-ass society that we all live in. And you know what? Like, let me just also say this. Like, what is banning somebody, especially for 24 hours? What is that going to teach them? Nothing. And I'm gonna keep saying this shit even if every single blood vessel in my body bursts. The fact that male sexual assault victims get this type of disrespect, get this type of negligence, is fucking absurd. But no doubt, if this was the other way around, if this were males doing this to a chick, there would be consequences immediately and swiftly, and rightfully so, because sexual assault, regardless of who it is fucking wrong. But, oh wait, because it happened to a guy, well, let's just drag our feet and let's try to do some light punishments, like give a slap on the wrist, do a not even 24-hour ban on the perpetrators, and let's just call it a day. Like, does Twitch even understand the fucking optics here in this situation? Do they not understand how fucking horrible they look? Twitch is a fucking joke, and it needs to fucking burn down. With that being said, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves.